and I'm going to talk about their personal communication now. When they communicate with their friends, with their families, they communicate quickly. They have choices and ways of communicating. So it's very easy for them to communicate by text or SMS, or to use Instagram with a picture, or to use Facebook, etc. So they're really of this mentality that communication should be easy, it should be quick, and their expectations have been raised recently, which in IT, I would go as far as to say everyone's expectations have been raised about communication, and I have constant other IT people come up to me and say, my staff are complaining that they can get 22 gig of space on Dropbox and on Gmail, yet the IT manager won't let them have this and that and the other. And if I'm trying to break that barrier down and really give people what they want, because if a big company can do it, then we as IT managers in smaller companies have to find ways of doing it. Even just in one area, those expectations are being raised. So even just in the social space, those customers and those people, when they're communicating with each other or their friends, have hundreds of thousands of ways, specialised ways of communicating and talking to each other and talking to the world. So this really is this kind of issue occurring. Customers are becoming impatient, and the reason they're becoming impatient is that level of choice isn't mirrored in the corporate area. In fact, most companies will rely on one or two methods of communication because it's easy to manage. Most companies, and it's changing this, and hopefully everyone here isn't doing this thing, but a lot of companies are not really giving the customer that choice. They're putting the customers into queues and giving the customers response times so that they can manage those expectations. And they're channels that are good for the company rather than channels that are good for the customer. So we wanted to try and change this, and the caveat to all this is we're not there yet, but these were our goals and are our goals. We wanted customers to be able to contact us at a time that's convenient to them. So this concept of, there are always limitations, but where possible, if the customer can choose the time, then that's the time they can talk to us no matter what. They should also be able to contact us in a manner of their choosing. So they should be able to contact us using any channel that they desire. And they should also be able, obviously, when they contact us, to find a resolution to their issue in a fast and friendly way. Again, back to that smiles on people's faces was a sort of concept. So we partnered with more than 4 people, 4 of whom I'm mentioning on this presentation, one of whom I'm focusing on more than the others here. This is actually a sort of cut-down presentation I gave to the Retail Business Technology Expo, where I went into a lot of detail about all of these people. All of these people, and all of the people we partnered with, have one thing in common, and I would say that's that they're trying to change the world, and I don't mean that in a blasé way. All of these people are looking at the models of communication that are out there and trying to change those models and trying to break with the norm in some way. We partnered with Audience View, who are kind of the rebel kid of the ticketing agency. They're quite a big company. We made quite good links with their CEO, with their senior management team. They're an industry-leading ticketing system. Again, they're trying to do things a bit differently. So they're really a CRM system that does ticketing. It means that we know who Doris, Dean and Dan are, and it means that we can put in there how they would like to be contacted. And it does that by allowing around 80 custom fields per customer alongside everything else. So you've got all your normal fields, everything that you'd ever want, but then we can start to put in there, right, well, what's their favourite agent, what's their favourite method of communication, and various things that we can then, using their APIs, pull into our other systems that we use. Also support some things that we see to do with that customer choice. So they have a 3G iPad ticketing kiosk that you can take out to a festival and use. So they have Facebook ticketing that allows you to reserve tickets for your friends at the same time as you buy your own tickets, and then pass all that on through Facebook. So there's some really nice things there that we're looking at here. We also partner with SpeechStorm. SpeechStorm, you might call it an IVR, but really it's far more than that. So it's a dynamic voice service that's personalised to the customer. It means that when Doris rings, that she will always get put through to Norma automatically. If Norma's not there, she'll be asked if she's going to wait for Norma, or she'll be able to speak to another agent. It means that Dean, we're looking at an app with SpeechStorm that allows Dean to request a call back when he wants, but we don't call him back. He gets a push notification. The agent is reserved on our site and sits there and waits for him to call. If he doesn't call back within a few minutes, then that agent is released back into the queue and then carries on answering other calls. And it means that Dan, sitting there using the app, who's just been speaking to Tom, who really got on well with, because he looked at his profile and saw that he's into rock, and that's why he went to speak to Darren, and Tom went to speak to Tom. And it means we can like him on Facebook, so our agent can have a profile, and at the end of that call can actually like him and say, you know, actually that was really good, and get put through to people with the same preferences as he does. It's flexible, it's adaptable, and it can change on the fly, which is something that you see all around. We also looked at Meraki. So Meraki are a Wi-Fi partner, cloud-managed Wi-Fi. I hate the phrase cloud, but these days actually it's becoming more and more justified as something that's different from what used to be a Saatchi, and Saatchi rebranded the internet. So Meraki I came across this a few years ago. It was the first time I really felt that was a justified phrase, cloud. It means that Doris can sit in the cafe because she's hurt her leg, and we can take an iPad over to her and sit down with her. It means that we can take iPads or mobile devices out into the plaza and use those to route calls through to the IP phone system we have. We'll talk about in a second. It means that we can do all sorts of things in a managed way. We can roll out, I could sit here now and roll out new SSIDs at work that are specifically for events. I can say that Facebook is free for Darren. We can do all sorts of things. So again, tying all this together.